Hello, welcome to Cambridge University Botanic Garden. I'm Sally Petitt and I'm the Head of Horticulture here in the garden, and I'm one of the small team of staff on site today responsible for carrying out essential duties to keep our plant collection alive. So while I'm here, I'm going to take you on this week's wellness wander. We're starting at Corrie Lodge Lawn just to take in this lovely spring scene with Narcissus Jack Snipe, which is a new addition to the plantings here, but has really helped bring early colour and interest to this part of the garden. From here we're going to head through the dry garden to see what's looking good today. And I'd also like to ask you to keep looking at our website to see our weekly wanders, and also to post any comments that you might have about these features. So here we are heading into the dry garden. It's lovely to see the effects of this great welcome sunlight in the garden. Here you can see casting shade through the plantings. We're welcomed into the garden by this lovely limey green euphorbia growing beneath this fantastic Clematis armandii, which will romp away and get to 5 meters in length and height. And then just looking at a view across the dry garden, again you can see the effects of this lovely low sunlight, spring sunlight, just catching these beautiful colours. So the limes of the euphorbias casting shadows again from the box trees, but just really highlighting everything today. And although sunny, it's not the warmest day yet, and there is still a gentle breeze. Here we have Fritillaria persica, one of the bulbs that really enjoys the conditions here in the dry garden. And opposite the small evergreen shrub Daphne tangutica, just beginning to provide flower here, although it's covered in many buds which really give a hint of things to come. So this is a scented shrub which will add great value and interest to the garden through the summer. So we will have a great flurry of flower initially, and then it will continue to produce occasional flowers right through the summer growing season. We've emerged further into the eastern landscape. Here you can see the pigmentation beds in the Understanding Plants area, and these are already beginning to fill out with herbaceous plants, which really does give hope for the months to come. So here on the anthocyanin bed, or the bed that houses plants that produce blue pigments, we can enjoy the lovely flowers of Clematis macropetala Wesselton, which is scrambling horizontally up a tripod, and this is a really effective way to add height into your garden, particularly if you have a small garden. So some of the early spring flowering Clematis are great species for early interest. And then heading around, we can see the curious flowers of this relative of borage. So here we have Cerinthe major subspecies purpurascens, or the birthwort, which has beautiful glaucous foliage and then these very peculiar bell-like flowers which are of a deepest purple. And almost growing alongside we have borage itself, which is another stunning blue flower for early spring. We're now going to head along towards the chronological bed. Again, the chronological bed taking on those vibrant greens of fresh spring growth, and one of the typical spring flowering shrubs that many of us are familiar with from our gardens is the spring currant. So here we have Ribes sanguineum, which is letting off a currenty aroma from both the flower and the foliage, which is even stronger if we crush the leaf. And then heading out just to look across almost the fairway of the garden, we can see the last of the daffodils going over here, but can also focus in on some of the cherry blossom. So here we have the charming Prunus ichio, and with these beautiful double pink, soft double pink flowers, and they sort of are quite pendant, so very, very delicate, open, loose, almost corymbs of flower there. And in contrast to the double flowers of Prunus ichio, here is Prunus sargentii, with these single pink flowers and almost coppery coloured foliage, which creates lovely contrast. And now heading to admire this stand of late mixed daffodils. So great variety here. So we have varieties with, simple yellow flowers, some with creamy and yellow flowers, some with orange coronas, all mingling here to give late interest. What a joy to see on this bright day. And I'm now heading across to the scented garden, where there is more spring colour and interest for us to enjoy today. So here again, more yellows of spring. So one of the wallflowers, Erissimum Woolburton's Fragrant Sunshine, and the headily scented hyacinth. This is Hyacinthus, City of Harlem. And as we wander through, we can begin to see that everything is gearing up to come into growth for spring and summer. With herbaceous plants such as the fennel here beginning just to poke through the surface, and the cotton lavenders putting on new growth to fill out over summer. This is a very, very delicately scented Narcissus. This is Narcissus jonquilla Pueblo, with lovely, lovely soft lemon flowers. Choicea tenata, the mock orange or mock orange blossom, scented flowers, and foliage is scented if crushed. So this is a relative of the lemon. And hard to resist just taking a short pause in the shelter here to admire the view, take in the scenery and enjoy the sunshine. Lovely. And then just a couple more things to show you here in the scented garden before we finish today's wander. One of the lilacs is putting on flower, coming into bud. So this is Syringa bouffant. Beautiful lilac-y mauve flowers which will fill out as spring progresses. And heading through the scented garden, this wonderful rosemary is just pouring over the wall here, full of flower, attractive to insects at the moment, so bees are visiting to pollinate or and to search out food sources, so looking for nectar here. Thank you for touring the Botanic Garden with me today. We hope you'll join us again soon.